Peace, peace. What's going on? We back at it with another one. Tap in with me. We want to talk about a fight reaction with Jamel Charlo and Brian Castaño. Want to give y'all my thoughts on the fight. Wait for a few of y'all to tap in. I'm gonna break this fight down because that was a good fight. I like the fight. It was a good fight. I hope they run it back. Um, they need to run that fight back. But in reality, I think Charlo lost. That 117, 111 scorecard, that was ridiculous. I mean, I'm not sure who that judge was, but whoever that judge was who gave that scorecard, who gave that score, they should be fired. They shouldn't be judging again because the 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 fix was in. From that scorecard, you can tell that they was planning to give Charlo the win, whether he won or not. And the crazy part about it is, before the fight, I picked Charlo winning. I didn't make a video about it because I really don't be making a bunch of boxing videos on my YouTube channel. I will start doing that. I've been saying that I was gonna well, I haven't told any of y'all, but I've been talking to like my peoples, and I've been saying that I want to start doing more like boxing content on my channel. I was going to make a separate channel separate for that, but I probably still will, but I can fix a little bit in here. But yeah, I had Charlo winning the fight, but before the fight, I had Charlo winning. But as the fight was going on, I'm like, damn. Now I had Charlo winning the first round. I mean, it was a swing round, but if I had to went back and pick, I gave it to Charlo. And I had Charlo definitely winning the second round. Uh, and I gave Charlo the 10th round, and I gave Charlo maybe the 5th round. But I had him winning no more than 4 rounds. If I had to be generous, I gave him 5 rounds. If I had to be generous with it, I gave Charlo 5 rounds. But honestly, I think he won only 4 rounds. But regardless, I don't think he should have. It shouldn't have been a draw. I think he should have lost. They cheated, Brian Castano, and you can see it in his face in the post. The post fight, the post conference. You can see it in his face with his cowboy hat on. He was like pissed. He was mad as shit that he lost the fight, and well, not lose, but got the draw, and I don't blame him because he worked hard for that. They had him as the underdog, so he went up there to show off and show out. Like, all right, y'all got me as the underdog. I'm gonna show y'all why I'm gonna beat this dude up. And it was a good fight. I ain't saying that Brian Castano blew Charlo out because it was a good fight. Like normally, his punch output, Brian Castano, like he be welling on people, and he couldn't do that tonight. And you gotta give Charlo credit for that. Like Charlo is powerful, and he's sharp in his craft. Now the one thing that I've noticed with Charlo over the last few years in his fights, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing now, but it's going to turn out to be a bad thing as more and more hungry fighters come up and the competition get better. Is that he's becoming more of a power puncher. He's relying more of his power. If y'all remember, Jamel Charlo, Little Charlo, he was more of a boxer versus Jamal Charlo. Uh, like how he's fighting like with Jack Johnson and everything. He boxed. He been boxing for years, but I guess he probably got tired of you know uh Big Charlo being looked at as the puncher, and then them hanging around Earl Spence and him being looked at as a puncher. So that's when he went to Derek James. He switched from Ronnie Shields and went to Derek James and started doing his thing there. And he have been like knocking dudes out. He's been stopping them, but at the same time, as you notice, now he's fighting better and better competition. So him relying on his power, that's not going to work for all these dudes now. Like especially like if Terrence Crawford move up to 154, that's not going to work on him. It won't even work on Danny Garcia. Um, I think now if we fought Erickson Lubin, I think that'll be a different fight. I don't know if Erickson Lubin will still win, but I don't think that Charlo will knock Erickson Lubin out in the first round like he did like 3 or 4 years ago. I think Erickson Lubin grown from that fight, and he been showing over his last like 7 fights since that fight. Like he getting better and sharper. So like people like them, um, it's a few other guys too. The dude Jaime Mugia, the dude that fight with Golden Boy. Um, so it's a lot that of these guys that's gonna give Charlo a run for his money. But before we get into all them dudes, they gonna have to run this fight back because this was a good fight. And I would like to see if they did run it back. I would like to see who the second time around who's going to make the better adjustments because now they went 12 rounds with each other, so now they know each other. And if it's going to be if they go into the immediate rematch instead of having like voluntaries, if they just go straight into the immediate rematch, it's going to be good for both of them because now they both know each other. So it'll come down to will who got the strongest will in the next fight. And Charlo proved me wrong because I think in the 10th round, I'm looking at him, I'm like, yo, dude probably about to get stopped. Like I had a feeling that Castaño was about to start going to stop Charlo if especially if he would have hit him more to the body. If Castaño would have went more to the body instead of focusing more on them overhand shots, then he would have broke Charlo down. Because I'm looking in his face, I'm like, damn, but like this. If y'all go back and watch the fight, look at the end of the 10th round, maybe like the last 15 seconds of the 10th round, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Like he was hurting that dude, and I'm like, damn, all right, he about to get hurt, but it was the 10th or the ninth. Now I'm fucking up rounds now. It was the 10th or the ninth rounds. Let's go back to watch the 10th or the ninth. It's the last 15 seconds. But yeah, it was a good fight. But that judge on the 117, 111, like who the hell was that? That scorecard was ridiculous. You know what that remind me of? Remember the Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez fight when what was her name? Something Roth. I forget her name. Something Ross, but she had Canelo Alvarez winning. I think the scorecard was actually the same, 117, 111 to be exactly. And she had it in favor of Canelo when Canelo didn't even win one damn round fighting Floyd Mayweather. And it's like you can see the fix was in. So watching this fight, I'm like, all right, the fix was in. It's the PBC, they putting in Showtime, they putting all this money into the Charlo brothers, and because Jamel Charlo, he got majority of the belts, he can't afford to lose right now, so that's why they gave it a draw, because in reality the dude lost, but like I said, it was a good fight. It wasn't a shutout. Uh, it was a very close fight. I just felt that he didn't do enough to win. That's all. But if they run it back, shit, we want to see who's gonna make the better adjustments. Cause shoot, maybe Jamel might turn up this time and get him out of there. Kind of like the Tony Harrison fight when he lost the first fight in Tony Harrison, and then the second fight he turned it up and got him out of there. So we might see the same thing if they fight again. But when I think about it, I don't think that will happen because Brian Castaño, he a different animal than Tony Harrison. He undefeated too. This is his second draw now in his career, so he's still undefeated technically. So he don't know how to lose. Um, he's the guy. If y'all don't know, he's the guy who beat Earl Spence in the Olympic trials. He actually dropped Earl Spence twice. So it was either the Olympic trials or the qualifiers. I forget, but he fought Earl Spence in the amateurs and he beat him. So yeah, we just gonna see what's gonna happen if they fight again. Um, what y'all think? Let me know what y'all think. Drop your comments down below, and we'll build on it. Prayerfully, they fight again. What is it? July. If they can fight again, maybe the end of this year, that'll be great. But knowing what I know about the politics of boxing, probably not. They probably not gonna fight again until next year, and that's even if they do go into an immediate rematch. So, um, now I don't know because Charlo lost. Like I said, they trying to protect Charlo, so they might want him to get a tune up or something. Who knows? I'm just speculating. I don't really fucking know. So, but we just gonna see what's gonna happen. But like I said, it was a great fight. Respect to both guys, respect to both camps. Now I can't wait to see what's gonna happen with Earl Spence and Manny Pacquiao fight. I can't wait to see that fight. There's a lot of people counting out Manny Pacquiao. They think that it's a sure win for Earl Spence, which I got Earl Spence winning too. Yeah, I got Earl Spence winning, but you can't count Manny Pacquiao out. And if Earl Spence win, I don't think he gonna knock. I don't think he gonna stop Manny Pacquiao and knock him out. I think he just gonna beat him the fuck up on points. But shoot, given what Manny Pacquiao did to Keith Thurman, you never know. And then people talk about the age thing. I don't think y'all realize. See, a lot of y'all don't fight. A lot of y'all don't train. So y'all wouldn't understand. Me being a boxer and all this stuff, and me being an older fighter, like I can dig it and I understand. Um, we need that rest on our body. That actually benefits us more than it hurts us, especially if uh we're still doing some type of training. If we're still keeping in some type of shape, that rest on our body is actually good on us because we go through a lot of wear and tear in training camps and then in the fight itself. So Manny Pacquiao resting for about a year and a half, almost 2 years or whatever, that could be beneficial for him fighting, going into a fight, especially with a person like Earl Spence. So we gonna see, and we still don't know how Earl Spence is fully recovered with that Danny Garcia fight. If you ask me, he didn't look fully himself in that Danny Garcia fight. Now, I knew he was going to beat Danny Garcia. I knew he wasn't going to stop him. I don't think nobody really going to stop Danny Garcia until he started getting to the later part of his career, and then where his body ain't probably going to be able to take it no more. But as of right now, even if you beat Danny, you're not really stopping him. But Earl Spence still didn't look completely himself in that fight. And so we still don't know how his body is still, going recovering and how it's going to be reacting in the fight. We just gotta wait and see. So, and I think, Manny Pacquiao and his team, they smart. They're not dumb. Like they know Earl Spence is a dangerous fighter. Be honest with you, before this fight was announced, you would have asked me any amount of money if Manny Pacquiao would ever pick to fight Earl Spence, I would have told you no. Because all these years he's been saying, I'm like, Manny Pacquiao, he don't want no work with Earl Spence or like a Terrence Crawford. Like I didn't see Manny Pacquiao fighting Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, or Sean Porter. He might fight like a Danny Garcia, and he did fight Keith Thurman, but I didn't never thought that Manny Pacquiao would fight a Terrence Crawford or Earl Spence or Sean Porter just because they're so young and tenacious with their attack, with their fight and stuff. And so clearly Team Pacquiao must see something in Earl Spence that they feel as though they can exploit, or this might be a going away, like retiring joint. Like I don't know. You know what I mean? Like this is all speculation and shit. But I'm thinking the latter. I think well, shoot, I think the former. I think Team Pacquiao believes that they see something in Earl Spence that they can exploit. I think they seen something in that Danny Garcia fight. They like, all right, we can get him. Maybe they was watching him all these years and they didn't feel too comfortable, too confident. But now, if they, once they seen that Danny Garcia fight, they probably seen something. Just like I said, like he didn't look himself, and I'm nowhere near as sharp as a Manny Pacquiao or my boxing brain or his trainers and all that stuff is nowhere near like boxing IQ as far as them. And I even seen little mishaps in Earl Spence. So if I noticed it, that's what I'm saying. I know they noticed it too. So they probably like, yeah, he it's something we can get in there that we can take. But shoot, they Mikey Garcia, he says he seen something too, and you seen what happened in that fight. So I mean, that's why I love boxing because you just never know, and you can never really underestimate no one once you get inside that square circle. Is all fair game. Like you can go by your last fight, you can go by what's on paper, or you can study the last tape, but until you actually get inside that ring and that person start throwing punches at you and stuff, then it's like it's all up in the air. Because like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a game plan till somebody get hit in the face. And when somebody's trying to punch you to hurt you, that shit different. Like it's different, but it's fun too. It's exciting. Like y'all gotta box sometime and train. Like so, but I think Charlo and Brian Castano. I think that was a good ass fight, but I think Charlo lost. Real talk. And I mean, you can agree, you can disagree. It really don't matter to me. But I think he lost. And even if you don't think he lost or whatever, even if you think he won, I mean, be real with yourself. That 117, 111 scorecard, I think we all can agree with that wasn't legit. Even if you did believe that Charlo won. Like that 117, 111, that basically mean that Charlo blew out Brian Castano. That's what that scorecard indicated. 117, 111, Charlo, that mean that was a shutout for Brian Castano. So, but that's just my thoughts on the. I'll holler at y'all later. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see y'all. Peace.